Overdue, long overdue. It's
Yes, yes,
Abs
indeed.
October Red, boxing beats and rhymes. A superb, if I will say so myself, a superb collaboration. So first of all, beats. It's
Yes,
always an honor and it's always a pleasure. And it's us two
likewise.
tonight, a
Likewise,
Tuesday
likewise.
night live.
Yes, 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 yes. It's all good,
So
man. Likewise. This
yeah,
this 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 is a good collaboration, man. So, you know, it's like my subs have always said, yeah, yeah, do more videos in October. So
oh
can't argue.
really?
Got yeah, 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 yeah. You've said
Oh,
yeah, I've
that's all right.
seen
I've
yeah.
got to give you credit. Now I've got to give you credit because, and we can go into that in a bit with the Sean George conversation that I had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah,
That
Sean.
created, like, you've obviously sent people over, so people have
Yeah.
popped over onto the initial conversation. I said, why am I getting notifications for Sean George? This was ages ago, and I just remembered you said, "Oh, I was going to do X, Y, and Z," and they were like, they were polite, but you could see that they really wanted to go in. But you know what? It is what it is.
Hey, listen, if you give a take
Yeah.
like what he gave, you got to. Hey, I've got it before. I've made outlandish takes. And hey, listen, when Andy Ruiz stopped Joshua, oh my God, they came for
Everyone was
me
in the
that
mud
day.
that day.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they came for me in force. LDBC channels, all the pro
Ooh.
PBC, they came for me in force.
Okay.
In
Okay.
force, yeah, yeah. But I took it. I didn't get off. I said, "Yo, you want to come on and debate?" And I didn't run. I didn't run. You know.
What
Yeah.
and it's and we're going to get into that because you know what, beats, for the first time. You know what? Forget. Let me remember my manners. Welcome to all of you that are joining, that are tuning in. Obviously, we've got the amazing boxing beats and rhymes, a boxing historian, a man with wit, a man with knowledge, a man that I'd like to call an encyclopedia in boxing. We've collaborated tonight. I'm Abs of October Red. You know what it is. We're here to talk about knockout chaos and a lot of other things. So thank you for those that are in the chat. Chris Welsh, one of my regulars, he's a guy that I will expect. He's quite serious. He likes to keep it to boxing. If I drift off onto any other topics, I guarantee you Chris is going to pull me in line. So good evening
Okay.
to Chris. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
boxing. I'll try and
Big up,
take him down the
Chris.
path with dating, relationships, and he's not having it. Paul
Ah.
Johnson, good evening. Phil Larkin, I know he's one of yours. I've seen him on your channel
Yes.
before. So good
Yes.
evening
Yes.
to
Yes.
Phil.
Yeah.
I think this is one of yours as well. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute October Red and my brother Beats.
Big
Um,
up Bruce Gass. Big up Phil Larkin. Big up Chris Wells, Paul Johnson, Nick Harmer. Good to see Nick. Chili T. Big up. Is that Jesus? Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Jesus in the chat. We like it. You're starting to look active. I know you like to keep it relevant, Chris, but I'll never forget how straight laced you are. This gig, there is no grey area, black and white, and that is it. But listen,
Okay.
do we want to go? Should we go back to Zang first? There's so much to cover. I've literally written down a list. I never do that.
Hey, this is your show, Red. I'm just helping
Nah,
with the
this is
flow. Let's
our
go.
show.
It's our show, but you know,
This is our show.
I,
We'll go
I
back.
I'll give you the grace to start it wherever you want to start. No problem.
I think we should start, and I think what's probably provoked this collaboration is, number one, I haven't done one for a while with yourself, but you brought a lot of people over to the channel based on the Sean George conversation that I had a few weeks ago. Good evening to Karma Serene, the beautiful Karma Serene as well. Just seen you pop up there.
Yep.
Um, when you
The
listened
beauty.
to that, you commented on Twitter and said, "This is an interesting listen." So I knew you were going to come back to it.
Oh, you
Talk
knew I was
about
coming back to
what?
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, big up the beautiful and elegant Karma Serene. Yes, indeed. But yes, you knew I was. Listen, he made like that. That was some statement he made. He didn't just say like Ngannou's gonna beat Joshua. It was emphatic. It was crushing, taking his manhood. It was all of that. It was like, what's Joshua doing in there? I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. So I put, when he said it, the first thing I did is put your video in the watch later. So I wouldn't lose it. kept it in the watch later. All that time waiting. And I said, okay. and yo, it blew up in his face bad. Blew up in his face bad. Like you said you were trying to hook, like get him to come on. No response. You know what to smoke.
I tried to. He was going to come on. To be fair to him, and this
Oh,
is any way a dig at Sean George, because I respect what he says. I respect his opinion. He's the one that's been a former boxer. He's the one that's a boxing coach, and he got it wrong.
yeah,
So I just want to make sure that he feels no disrespect coming from me at all. We were supposed to catch up fight week, but as you can
okay.
imagine, it was hectic. I have reached out afterwards, and it's like, okay, let's keep in touch, because I know it's going to be a little bit sore. But I have reached out to say, let's keep in touch. Like, when you're ready, let's talk about this. It was a bold. He said a couple of things when we spoke. One of them, that he believed that AJ was acting. And
Right.
that's something that we can come back to. And then obviously he believed, and he kept the same energy all the way through fight week, that Ngannou was going to knock him out. And I was like, I don't know if you saw, I've got very bad NVCs. So I might have smirked. I was like, really? Because I said that I thought AJ was going to stop him. Because I don't know. And this can go back to you, Beats. When you're watching the lead up, you're only as good as your last performance, right? And
Definitely.
whether you want to say that Tyson Fury had an off night or Ngannou was better, whatever you want to say, Fury said he trained. He said there's no excuses. He trained. It's like he was, I don't know. It's almost like some people got caught on a hype. And I believe that Ngannou really believed in himself, but then it got to a point in the press week, and like I said, I mean this in no disrespectful way, he just started talking too much.
Um, no disrespect. If there's any Americans in the chat, let me be polite. But in America, Anthony Joshua, in certain pockets of America, has a horrible reputation. And the way, like Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan.
Sean George, yeah, like Joe said, like it's gonna be easy. He's gonna do, like, France is gonna just destroy AJ. I mean, they're not even
Wow.
saying
Okay,
it
I
could
missed
go
that one.
points. Yeah, they're not even saying it could go points. Like, they're saying destroy it. And you think to yourself, okay, like, I don't know. Like, America, like, look, there's a lot of English people who've got this perception of Joshua, but there's certain pockets in America. It's just like they're just nah. I'm like, wow. I mean, all I was thinking, like you said, if you looked at the Otto Wallin performance, you could see the hand speed. Like, for one, like, people say Tyson Fury is faster than Anthony Joshua. And I think, what are you watching? He's not faster. He's got a longer jab, yes, but he's not faster with his hands. There's no way. You could just see, like, that for a start, if AJ didn't have terrific hand speed, you wouldn't see knockouts like that. That's what, like, that right hand is as quick as any right hand in. Maybe Wilder can compete with the actual speed on the right hand. But Tyson Fury, no, not quicker than that. No. And if they fight, he's likely to knock Tyson Fury down. I'm not going to say out, but he'll like knock him down. Tyson Fury would have to show it. AJ's going to land. Tyson Fury saying, yeah, it'd be different against me because I'm the Gypsy King and I'm the evasive. No, AJ's going to land. He landed when he was an amateur. He beat him up in sparring so badly that nobody asked Tyson Fury about it. But you know, when something sticks in someone's head, he just kept coming out and saying, this kid Joshua, wait till you see Joshua. So yeah, Sean George, Daniel Cormier, like, there was polls and they had Ngannou the favorite to win. They're saying that Tyson Fury didn't train. It's not true.
He said he trained.
Yeah, but you what Spencer Brown is saying. He's saying that he didn't sleep for 3 days now before the fight. That's what they're
Oh,
saying.
oh, okay. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're saying he didn't sleep for 3 days, and they said they weren't going to make no excuses. But after that came out after Joshua knocked him out, the damage control started.
Look, well, we you know what? Let's peel it back. So we've got the Sean George. Somebody mentioned you mentioned Joe Rogan. Somebody else in the chat mentioned. Hold on. Where is it? Oh gosh, somebody mentioned another name that called out AJ. But we're gonna go back, and I think it's only appropriate that we start with the Joe Parker Zang fight. Now, somebody commented, and I get it. I hear why they commented. Probably should have been concentrating more on your fighter than talking about AJ. So, on that note, let's talk about the Zhang Parker fight because I was undecided on that fight because I know that Zhang's a heavy puncher. But I also know that Joe Joyce is a bit of a dark horse because he's come back almost like off this sabbatical and he's improving and he's getting better. He's got heart and he's prepared to go in there with anybody. Arguably, I've always said that I believe Parker's fought everyone except for Tyson Fury, which we can go on to because apparently he said for the right money he would. And then I think it was mentioned to Tyson. He was like, really? But that fight, what do you think of that, Beats?
Well, let me just say this, yeah. In breaking down fights, right? It was the other year I was realizing I was getting a lot of picks wrong, and I started to like try and scientifically analyze what's going on. So I said, inactivity is one of the most important things to look at when you're breaking down fights which look fairly even. The inactivity is critical, and Joseph Parker, if he wasn't as active as he had been, and he's probably the toughest guy in the division, maybe one of the toughest fighters in the sport. But he got knocked out in 22 by Joe Joyce. He's had 4 fights or something since. He's probably been the most active heavyweight since he got knocked out. So
him and AJ.
Yeah, old school. Get active. It rids the fear. It gets you over any apprehension you have over the knockout. And I picked Joseph Parker because Zhang's gas tank is shocking. It's absolutely shocking.
Yeah. He just stopped, Beats.
Yeah.
He just stopped. He got the 2 knockdowns and then he stopped because I did, as I'm sure you did, a live watch along. And I'm like, why is he not throwing anything back? It's like he was on pause. He just stopped.
40-year-old guy who likes his food, likes it. Listen, he's a character. Because we can't hear him speak, we don't know his character. This guy's a character, right? He likes his food, probably likes his life. So, and he's naturally talented. He's got naturally heavy hands. He doesn't have to do much. Yeah. He doesn't have to do much to beat most of the guys, like in terms of prepping himself. But at the very top level, he's going to come up short because the gas tank his gas tank is like a third-rate fighter's gas tank. Doesn't train. He doesn't train. He does a little bit, but he doesn't train. But I thought he won the fight though.
You do think that Zhang won it?
I think he just sneaked it, but I've got no complaints. It wasn't a robbery.
Here we go. Chris has just said more or less the same thing. I had Zhang winning 7-5 on my card with knockdowns, personally in my opinion, but it could have scored it to either. As not controversial as the ball scorecard. We didn't get into that, where obviously they literally took liberties with that one.
Yeah. So where we going? Nick Ball, or we sticking with Zhang and Parker?
Let's stick with Zhang.
Let's stick with Zhang. Yeah, he's got a rematch clause, but it's not gonna like Parker can get up from his shots. He can get up from his shots. He's not gonna lay Parker out with one shot. You know what I mean? Because Parker's got a track record of getting up from knockdowns. Only the Joseph Parker fight was the only time he was crushed. Like Dillian how he got up from that right hook from Dillian. Was it a right hook? I don't know how he got up from that shot. Dillian
Yeah, it was a
like
right.
landed beautifully.
Was it a
I
left
think it
hook?
was it a right?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh no, it
I
was a
can't.
hook anyway.
It was a hook. It was a big hook. Could be a left
Yeah.
actually. He got up from that. He got up from Derek Chisora landing that over right and right early, and he got caught cold, and he's done very well to get up from that shot, very well. And yeah, Zhang, as entertaining as he's been, he doesn't have enough time to fix the gas tank. You can't fix it in one training camp. He's 40 years of age. Can't fix it. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it, I think after the Jerry Forrest fight, they said he had some illness which compromised his gas tank, and they said they sorted it out. But no, the gas tank has issues. He's 40 years of age. He's lucky Joe ain't a big puncher, or he would have probably got stopped. You know?
Yeah.
But
He was Joel's patience and the way that he's calculated and the way that he's able to read the fighters. I mean, his style of fighting has come on leaps and bounds. You got to give credit where it's due because he was a world champion at such a young age. I think he was 24, lost his belt to Anthony Joshua, kind of like was floating about in the Who Needs Him club. Obviously met Andy Lee through Tyson Fury. The link up's been great. They've gone through that. He hasn't just tried him for a little bit. It's not really worked because he was there. Obviously, Andy Lee was there when he got knocked out by Joel Joyce. He didn't think, oh, this is not working for me. See you later. They stuck it out and they've worked together. They gel really well. And Joseph Parker has evolved as a fighter, in my opinion.
he's evolved. I mean, the Wilder fight. Okay, Wilder was rusty, but he dominated. He just
Yeah,
dominated
he did.
Deontay.
He did.
Dominated it. And listen, what was is the resilience? Because in my opinion, Zhang was playing with him when he scored. Like the first 2 rounds, I scored to Zhang, and in the third round, before he was playing with him a little. And I said, boy, this is looking bad for Joe. But Joe don't give up. One thing about Joseph Parker, he never gives up. He don't give up. Doesn't give up. Yeah, that's it. Kidney problems, Karma. Thank you. Yes, he had kidney problems.
Kidney problems. Wow.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Mm.
Fair enough. But it is what it is. They're supposed to be having rematches. I was listening to, and credit to IFL because it's the IFL interviews that I've been watching all through the Saudi week. I've just found Coogan to be on form, on top form through the fight week, getting some really good content. I mean, getting Sky Sports Boxing and Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren and everyone in videos, and it's just been really good, solid work.
Yeah, we got to give Coogan like props, really. I mean, for the longevity, sticking it through, the improvements the channel's made, and there's some critiques as well. But we're going to get into that now. Got to give Coogan his props, man. Got to give him his props. Done very well with that channel.
Real. You know and Frank has said that there's going to be like a rematch with Zhang, with Joel Parker and Zhang. But he also mentioned that Zhang could possibly be having a big fight in the summer. So we'll see what the future holds. It's not the last of Zhang, and it's definitely not the last of Parker. But I'm going to switch over. We've got the fight that was the knockout chaos, which is obviously AJ and Ngannou, and it. Everyone. We've been watching the lead up for that, and my opinion, I'm sat at home, you're sat at home, we're not out there in Saudi. You're watching the conversations. I'm looking at I'm one for like body language. I always like look at people's body language. I saw Ngannou was extremely confident until beats. He got in the ring, and then I saw for the very first time, and then AJ might have spotted it before, I saw doubt.
Yeah.
I saw doubt on his face just before that first bell went, and I went. I did say AJ was going to stop him because I just believed that he was confident, and confidence is good, but I thought it was, hold on a minute. I get it. You knocked down Fury. I understand everyone's saying that, oh yeah, he's really tough. I was one of them. I was buying into it. I don't know. I ain't been in the ring with him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw that doubt, and I saw his confidence, and I thought, And then I saw him get in the ring, and I saw that he looked up, and it was sort of like a gasp, like, here we go. You know, when you're
yeah,
nervous before a test, and I just a little
yeah.
window of doubt, and I thought, this is it.
I tell you what,
I
right?
don't know what do you think?
When I saw the face off, I saw the face off on the zone, and when AJ looked at him and said, "This is the biggest challenge of my life," and I said, "Fucking that big!" Like, he's not joking, man. He's not there to show his stomach off. Look, I'm the fat guy and play. He's not messing about. He's not messing
Mm.
about. And like, you know what Dunning got? Like when the fight started, he probably thought AJ was going to give him a respectable distance and flee around the ring, kind of move like he did against Ruiz. No, 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 no. I'm right here. I'm right here. Throw something to Francis. And anytime he did, canvas, canvas, knocked out. It was
It was
it
when
was
he switched
scary.
to it was when he switched to southpaw beats, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
on the live because he switched to southpaw, and I remember that's what he did with Fury just before he got that knockdown. So I was like, oh, but as soon as he did that, the timing of AJ, whack down, timing, what just
wow,
like, did you
wow,
see the aggression? Did you see
yeah,
the aggression and the forcefulness
mm,
and the determination in Anthony Joshua's face that I ain't shying away if I get hit or whatever.
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't care.
yeah,
Before he was very flinchy. Maybe you'd
mm,
see him move backwards, but you know when someone says you're standing on you're 10 toes down. That's what we
yeah,
saw.
yeah. That was 10 toes down. Even the second
Ten
knockdown,
toes.
the jab, he got hit by the jab. The
Yeah,
jab
he
hit him.
did.
He didn't care. He didn't
No,
care. He said, throw something. And when the right hand came back, the Francis just like, phew, the way he dropped as well, like he did like, oh gosh, it
his
was
head went
frightening.
weird.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
head
it
went
did.
weird. I said I didn't like the way that his head wobbled, so I said keep up. There's me, like they can hear me, but I'm saying keep him down. Don't let him back up. Nah. Don't let him back up. He's gonna finish him. And look what happened. Folded. The
Horrible.
man folded over. It was an entertaining knockout, and I think everyone
Whoa.
was excited until obviously you see him in the recovery
Yeah,
position on the
yeah,
floor, and
yeah.
then it's
Because
like,
I didn't want
oh,
to see him get
I
hurt.
better
I
stop
didn't want to.
celebrating now.
Mm. I didn't want to see him get hurt. I didn't want to see him get hurt badly for us because he seems like a good guy, but woefully out of his depth. Woefully out of his depth, man. And I didn't expect it to end like that, to be honest. I mean, I didn't expect it to end like that. But AJ, he's got that cyborg thing right now. He's just boxing. It's all about if the boxing don't work, he can't be happy. So he's absorbed into his job, what he needs to be, and hey, he looks a good bet against anyone right now. That's all I can say. He looks a good bet against anybody.
Do we do that though, Beats, as boxing fans? Do we get gassed? Do we get really gassed? And I can't really say it with AJ because he's been boxing for years and he's only lost 3 fights.
Right.
One of them, I'll always say with the Andy Ruiz fight, and whether whoever wants to admit it or not, there was something wrong with him going into that ring. I said it on the night. I'll say it forever, and maybe he'll write about it in a book one day. I've got no proof, but he weren't right going into that fight with Ruiz, but he still lost the fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, he lost against Usyk, but that is it.
Right.
Every other fight he's won competently, and then he's improved. But I'm talking about like other fighters. Look at everyone. Like we fall for hype. Why do we do this? Why do we? It's almost like we're whispering to one person, then it gets exaggerated and blown out of proportion. Because I've got Ngannou in my head as some Adonis that's made out of steel. Do you understand?
But
And even though I
look.
said AJ was going to finish him, I'm still thinking in my head, oh, but Ngannou. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah. But look, Tyson
I'm
Fury
moving
said
like a casual.
he said I hit him with the kitchen sink. He said
Yeah,
Tyson
fair.
Fury said I hit him with everything, the kitchen sink, and he took it all. He's got an iron chin, is what Tyson Fury said. Yeah.
Mm.
Um. You look people have got to stop saying, "Oh well, you can't do common opponent theories." 5 knockouts, common opponents, 1 knockout for Fury. Look at the last two. The last two have been common opponents. After time, there's got to be some validity. It doesn't mean he'll beat him, but it means Tyson Fury is going to have his hands full.
When you look at
He's going to have it.
statistics, 100%.
Yeah,
The facts
going to
are
have
there.
his hands
The
full.
facts are there, aren't they?
The facts are there. He hasn't fought no one as good as Anthony Joshua, in my opinion. No opponent he's fought is as good. Maybe only you. This is the first opponent who we can say is better than Anthony is Usyk.
Yeah.
Wilder's not a better fighter. He might be able to punch harder than AJ. Who knows?
Who did Wilder fight?
There we
This
go.
is what I'm saying. Do we see these performances against opponents, and then we just get caught up in a hype like, wow. But then when you look at competition, because Parker's got the hardest resume.
Parker is the best fighter outside Fury that Wilder faced, and he lost. Whether he was inactive or not, because we can only use inactive. He didn't train, and so people are going in the ring and they're either winning or losing. That's what we go by at the end of it. And he lost nearly every round against Parker. You know, listen, if Deontay fought Joshua, he's not outboxing Joshua. He's not out fighting him. He can maybe find the space, land a right hand, and take Joshua out. Can't deny that. But apart from that, he gets beaten up bad. Joshua beats him up really badly. Really badly. Horribly beats him up until he lands that punch. He's bigger, he's stronger, he throws better combinations. He's got two hands as opposed to right. Yeah, he's just a better fighter. He's just a better fighter. But Wilder has the power. But yeah, listen, Fury is. I'd say AJ is probably tougher if his stars make fights for Fury than Usyk. I'm serious.
Yeah, for real.
I'm serious. I'm amped up after that performance, man. I'm still amped up.
I think a lot of people are, especially DAZN, that are replaying it 68 million times in different angles, which is brilliant. But let me just pause there. Let me just shout out to Paul. Thank you very much to Paul for the super chat. Sounds mad, but losing is the best thing that's happened to Joshua, especially against Usyk. It allowed him to be free of the fear of loss and truly learn. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well,
I agree and
I don't agree.
Come on.
Losing to Usyk when he was a big favorite, it didn't do him no. See what it is. You have to come through the process of losing. Yeah, like losing yourself is no good. People say it's no good.
Bereavement.
Yeah,
it's bereavement.
Yeah, because some people take that loss and they never get over it. Their careers are finished. I've seen it before.
We do see that. I've seen it too.
Yeah. I've seen fighters devastated by losses. They may even carry on, but they're never the same again. But if you can come through the other side of the process, oh yeah, that loss can be invaluable experience. And I think for AJ fighting Usyk twice, that's done him like going through all. You know what it is? It's not just losing. Yeah, I think it's the criticism. He's the most critiqued boxer. If you can absorb all that criticism, yeah. If you can absorb all of that and still want to go for your goals, that builds strength. And I think yeah. He came back brilliantly from them losses. Him and Joseph Parker came back brilliantly from their losses.
I'd agree. And I think the thing is that you've hit the nail on the head there. Like when you speak about Anthony Joshua, who's somebody that was springboarded quite fast from his Olympic medal days, obviously into pro, world champion before you know it, Charles Martin, etc., etc. The journey carried on. He was the guy that everybody loved, and he had that momentum with the fans. It might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's good looking, he's tall, he speaks well, he's appealing to the public, and he had all of that behind him. But as he was grabbing that momentum of all of that fandom, there were also people that were there but they were just waiting for him to fail. You know what it's like. You do really well at something, you gain momentum, people love you, but there's also people that are mixed in with that crowd that loves you, that really just want you to fail. And I
Oh,
think
100%.
sometimes when you do so well, it's hard. And I think, and if AJ or his people hear this or can correct me if I'm wrong, it's hard to think that you was once that popular boy, and then
Mm,
people start to turn on you because the negative, for some reason, will outshine all the positive stuff that people say. And I remember when he was fighting, I think it might have been, it was Hellenius, I'm sure it
yeah,
was. And he
yeah,
said, I
yeah,
can't wait to get back to Dallas, like kind of forget the UK, because he
yeah,
felt like he wasn't getting that love from the fans over here. And like you said, he's been under the microscope. We've all been watching him. He's gone from Robert McCracken
right,
to Angel Fernandez, to with Joby Clayton and Robert McCracken. Then he's gone to Robert Garcia. Then he's gone to Derek James, and then he's found his home. He's found his home with Ben Davison. I was one of
yeah,
these that always used to say, I don't know about this change in trainers. You know what? Sometimes it's not the trainer that's a problem. When you're like I will always judge things, and I know it's not the same. But when you're in a relationship, but it's you
right,
that's problematic. It's you that has to look within yourself to say,
right,
you know what, maybe I'm the problem. But I think he's gone around, he's done all of that. He's gone on this kind of like searching mission. And I
yeah,
believe he's just found out who he really is, and he's comfortable with that. And with that comfort of being, in comfortable in your own skin comes that confidence. And
yeah,
that's what we're seeing from him, because he's settled now. He's like, okay, I've done this. I've been humiliated with the Ruiz thing. I had sort of like a mini breakdown with the Usyk loss the second time because I trained so hard. I really wanted to win. And that's when
yeah.
it doesn't matter how much money that AJ's got. He wanted the belts. He wanted to be a champion.
He wanted
And
it
that's
so
when you
bad
knew
that
he's
night.
still, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't about the money. So he's
Yeah,
gone on all of that, and then he's done his circle, and he's found somewhere where he can express himself and be comfortable in expressing himself. And that's when you have a dangerous fighter, because he's happy now. He's not doubtful. He doesn't really care what people say. People are going to say what they want, and he's comfortable in his own skin.
yeah,
And that's the type
yeah.
of performance you get from someone that's comfortable. I mean, talk to us in the comments, Beats. I don't know. What do you think? I could be getting ripped in the comments for this, but who cares?
Who cares, man? Look, he's in a great place right now. You can't like listen. But it could all change next fight. Hopefully, it doesn't. You never know. It can get clipped, and then he'll be back in that box like Tyson Fury. But like, look how things like change from Fury's last fights and AJ's last fight. The common opponents and the perception of people think that Joshua could kill Fury now, and that's what boxing's like.
It's fickle.
Yeah, it's very fickle. It must be when you think about it, I think it must be really tough actually being a boxer. Like you see, people like Joe Joyce. I've heard people say he's finished and done. And before the Zhang fights, he was getting such great praise from the likes of Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas was saying he was finished the other day. He's done. But Teddy Atlas was praising him to the heavens. And it was like, wow, you know what I mean? He's done. Two fights, he's done. He's fighting this Saturday, isn't he? But what can you do? You've got to believe in yourself. Like you say, you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your training, believe in the process, and you've got to keep it. You got to keep going. Got to keep going. You've got to build momentum. Got to get active. You've got Dillian and Joe Joyce coming back this weekend. They both need to get some rhythm and momentum. That's what it is.
Yeah. I think, yeah, and it takes character to be able to come back from that. And I know that he's the type of person that will hold a grudge. And I can say that because in some ways, the way he acts is similar to how I act. We kind of like, we're a bit sulking. We get pissed off when people turn on us, but we tend to work a lot harder. We tend to dig our heels in then just to say, you know what, I'm going to prove a point. And then when you all
Mm.
like try and come round and be nice to me, I'm going to tell you to, I'm going to throw you the bird. I'm going to say, you know what? No, forget you. So when I see how he goes on, I giggle to myself because I think, you know what? I see a little bit of similarities because some of us work better under pressure. Some of us,
Yeah.
praise is good, but sometimes when there's like people that'll say, "Ah, you're rubbish, you're this, you're that," it's
Mm.
make or break because everyone says, "Oh, sticks and stones," but the names are worse. If you haven't got that strong mentality to be able to come through, especially in this world of social media beats, you're gonna
Yeah.
crumble. You're gonna
A hundred
crumble.
percent.
And he just went, you know what? All right then, 10 toes. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
I tell you what, man. Like when we talk about confidence, Francis Ngannou, he's going to take a long time to get his confidence back to where he was, to being that
Mhm.
Terminator. They called it, was it Predator? They was calling him. It's going to take him a long time. Get knocked out like that. That's going to have psychological carryover
Wow.
for a little while.
You could see it in his face though after, couldn't you? Like the bewilderment, like, yo, what just happened?
First time knocked out. Because it was Barry Jones. It's funny. Barry Jones was saying that finish was like what Donald Curry did to Milton McCrory, 1984, undisputed welterweight title. The
Really?
right hand finish. Yes, it's very similar the way he walked in and landed that punch. And when Milton McCrory was knocked out,
Mhm.
after he said, "I thought I had a." He said he thought he had a what was it? A concrete chin. He said he didn't think he could get knocked out, and he never got over it. He never got over it. He had some good fights after, but he never got over it. Yeah, yeah. And Francis, he's gonna have to show that resilience, Gonna have
That
to show
same
that resilience.
resilience.
Yeah. Whether he
I
sticks
mean,
to goes back to MMA or goes back in the ring. No easy, no easy time. I mean, you see, sorry to cut you, right? So I
no, no,
apologize,
no.
but Francis was saying, "I'm different to Otto Wallin." So he was like looking down on. That's how confident he was. He was looking down at somebody who's competed at the amateur level, who built himself up into one eliminator, was in that number one spot, and he was thinking, "Oh, that don't mean nothing. I'm better than him." No, Francis, it's not as easy as that, my friend.
It's
Not
not,
as
is
easy.
it? But he
Yeah.
was judging his superiority on the fact, even though he didn't win when he fought Tyson Fury, he's got his superiority from the fact that he knocked down the WBC champion of the world,
Who was a
and he
little
was
bit
running with
overrated.
that.
Who was
But
who is yeah,
who was overrating him? The media,
yeah, yeah,
boxing media, the
yeah.
mainstream media. Listen, it was just, we do this all the time, and it's almost like you have to slap yourself in the face sometimes. Beats, it's like, okay,
Mm,
he's just done that, calm down. That's why,
yeah,
when they hype up all the prospects and they're saying, yeah, he's going to be the next best thing, I'll just
yeah.
sit back now quietly and just think,
Mm,
yeah, okay,
indeed.
we'll see, we'll
We'll
see.
see. We'll
Because you
see.
get all happy and you believe the hype, and then the next minute the great hope is getting smoked.
Yep, yep. Like when the prospects come up against the guy who says, "Hey, I ain't going
Listen,
down today. I'm not going down. I'm fighting back." Then we see what they're about. Then we find out. Like I'm waiting for Ben Whitaker to get that test, and I'm not saying he's going to fail it, but I want to see what he does when the showboating is not working, and he's going to have to grip down and do what he's got to do. And like it'd be interesting. It'd be very
Ben has
interesting.
said, yeah, Ben has said that, fair enough, he gets it and whatever. And he knows as the fights start to get tougher, that he knows that he won't be able to like do as much as he does in the ring. Do you know, he said that on tape. I think he said that in a Sky interview.
Okay,
Um, he knows, and he wants those tests. Remember, I think when I spoke to him, which was just at his debut, he said that he was calling out Dan Aziz because Dan Aziz had a belt.
right.
He was doing this from like before he laced up the professional gloves to go through the ropes. But he's also humble enough to know that, yeah, I get it. There's levels, and and whatever, and you put those tougher tests in with me, and I might not be able to do as much as I do, but it is what I do naturally. But look at
Well,
the
yeah,
momentum.
it's
He's
work
building
type
a
of profile. Yeah.
momentum. He's building his profile. He's building momentum. Is he going to go throughout his whole career and not suffer a defeat? The percentages of boxing will say no, but it's like just let's see what happens with the fights. It's
Yeah,
good to
like
believe in them, but it's
yeah,
like
because
some are just like calm down.
well, they can say that, but we're not going. They're not going in the ring, and we're not going in the ring. His confidence is what's got him to silver medals. That's got
Trust me.
listen, side bid, outbid DAZN and Matchroom to get him, and that's his confidence that's got him here so far. So if he believes that the showboating is what's going to take him to the next level, he's got to do what he feels is right at the end of the day, because we can't fight for him, and destiny is in his hands right now. He's probably got the highest profile out of
Yes.
the British prospects, and that's because of the showboating. He's caused a lot of controversy.
He's creating a brand for himself, and you've got to give kudos to the fighters that that do this. He's somebody that is not afraid to be himself. I think people think the showboating is an act. It's not. It's who he is. I've been in, like I said, I've said it several times. I've watched him spar several times, and it's just the way he moves around the ring.
I
Some
saw
of
him
it, I
in
get it,
yeah.
it's a bit theatrical, but that is who he is. You've seen him on his social, right? He's really on point with his social media. He's got somebody there filming him. He's a massive manga fan. That's always been something about him from the beginning. He's running with
Okay.
his own narrative. He's creating his own brand, and the Americans love him. It's
Oh
not the
yeah,
Brits,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're
yeah,
like, no, why is he
yeah.
doing
No,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Why are
I
you
don't
doing
like
that,
to
Ben?
see it.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
disgusting. This is
Right,
boxing. And he's getting
right,
ripped to pieces by us. And the Americans are like, hey, we like this. This kid's crazy. He reminds me of the Drunken Master. Oh, Pernell
right.
Whitaker, this, that, and the other. And everyone's like jumping. And then the Brits are like, yeah, but he's one of ours.
Hey, guess who else the Americans loved and didn't like? Brits and the Brits
Naz.
didn't like much. There you go.
Naz.
Yeah, they loved him out there. They loved Prince Nassim out there. Even up till now, they talk about Prince Nassim. Even up till now, I see Ben sparring Felix Cash and making him look like a novice. I said, what the flip? I know he's a middleweight, but out of season, he's probably weighing about the same near as Ben, and he's a
Yeah.
big middleweight. He made him look like an absolute novice. I was like, whoa. I mean, so like I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the journey, man. I'm on
Yeah,
board,
and he's
man.
and he's
I'm
a
on board.
he's a good kid. And I'm not saying that because he's like 5 minutes away from me and that, but he's actually genuinely he's a lovely kid. I'll tell you what's nuts. Yeah, look at this. Hold on. See these? See these gloves here.
Yeah,
You see them?
right,
Right. I went up to his gym to do film like a interview with him and that. Yeah.
right.
And he knows I like Adidas, and
Yeah,
he knows obviously I like the color red. And I says, all I said was, oh, yeah, yeah, they're nice gloves. Because have them. Because you what? Because they were new. They're new.
okay.
They've got the BBFC whatever on them. Because I'll just have them because I know that you like, that stuff. And I appreciate you coming up to and spending your free time and blah, blah, blah. I know you're not sponsored and I know you're doing this in your free time. Just want to show you a bit of respect. And you're like, and then so when you hear like everyone's
Yeah,
like going at him for
I
the
like
showboat,
Ben.
and you're
I
like,
like Ben.
but
I like
he's
Ben.
not, he's honestly, he's a gentleman.
I
He's a
like Ben.
good kid.
He's a
We
very
don't
good
know
kid.
what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, I'm sure
Well,
there'll be a bag of people waiting for him to see if he gets knocked out or whatever. But whatever, and it, like I said, with the AJ thing, even though AJ wasn't on that, there's people that are just lurking in the background saying, "Yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm supporting him, but I want to see him get smoked." You know those
look,
haters.
yeah, look, it takes confidence to do what Ben Whitaker's doing. Yeah, it takes a
Yeah.
lot of comfort because yeah, it can all go wrong. But so also, what should you do? Give up because of that? No, go for it. Go for it. We need fighters like to develop fighters like that. Not all the fighters, but we need to develop flamboyant fighters, guys who are going to make
Mm.
people turn up to, even if it's to watch him lose. Hoping it doesn't matter. He said there's selling
Mm.
tickets. It doesn't matter. So yeah. Kudos.
But
Keep it
back
going.
to yeah, and I'm sure no doubt he will. He's out on the 31st. Boxer have got their card coming up. Obviously with the British title, we've got Fraser Clark, Fabio Wardley. Apologies,
Oh,
versus Fraser Clark. Um, a good fight. Fraser's always wanted the fight. They've had like their face-offs. It's been interesting. That's a nice tidy card for Boxer. I know they come under the limelight a lot and get a lot of stick, but I will say that's a good card for them to, start off the Boxer cards, because they haven't had. I don't think they've had one this year so far, have they? They haven't
I
had one,
believe
have
they
they?
have. I believe so. Can't
So
wait.
I know it's kind. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But Eddie Hearn then has mentioned, and this is once again credit to Kugan Cassius from IFL. Um, that they're thinking possibly AJ may not be back out till around summertime, looking at June, August. Obviously, he said basically they're going to start mapping out, his words were, they're going to start mapping out what they're doing with Anthony Joshua after May the 18th. As we know, obviously, that's Fury Usyk. But he's not really laying anything out until then. So what are we thinking about Fury Usyk? Like seriously,
Um, the first thing to worry
what are we
about
thinking?
is the
Mm.
cut. The cut has got to be the biggest
Oh
concern.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
it's going to be to me, they should have pushed it back till September, but the fans would have got very impatient, and the Saudis, they want to do everything yesterday, which is good, but if we get an unsatisfactory finish, it's going to be no good. It's going to be like we need a conclusive finish, really. So
Mm.
I'm worried about that. Um, I think Tyson Fury loses at
Do
this
you?
point here. Yeah, I think he loses. I think he loses. Um, his
Why?
issues have been like you said, that championship round finish, man. He can do that to anybody. And
Mm.
um, Tyson's had issues with boxers, like the likes of Cunningham gave him issues, and Usyk is a better version of Cunningham. You know,
Okay.
um, he hurt like he can hurt Tyson as well. He can hurt Tyson. I know a lot of people think he can't, but he can hurt Tyson. The speed is the power. It's the speed. It's the hand speed. And Fury hasn't faced that hand speed before. We're like probably since Cunningham. You know, like the likes of Chisora and Dillian, they're plodders. No disrespect to
Yeah.
them. Great
Yeah.
British fighter, they're plodders,
Yeah.
right? Um, Otto Wallin was catching him with overhand rights,
Mm.
easy, and they wanted to say, oh, it's because he was weak. Look, you can show so many fights. You could go to John McDermott back in 2007, I think. You can go back to there. You can.
Is that when he said he was going to go home and put his wife in a wheelchair in a nice way?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like anyone who thinks Fury is just going to walk over Usyk, no, no, no. Fury's going to have to do something we haven't seen to win that fight. You know, and he can win it because he's a lot bigger. He can win it if he can make the weight, and if he's got what is circumstances. Circumstances have to come into Tyson Fury's favor. Like if there's deterioration in Usyk, perhaps wear and tear, because he's not a natural heavy. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues with sparring the big guys and with eating to keep that weight up to be heavy. He's not a heavyweight, you know.
Mm.
So I'm picking Usyk. I'm picking Usyk. No, there's no need for me to bet. I'm not a gambler. It's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like AP, no need to get bent out of shape.
AP loves AP. The thing is with my channel, I'm very very proud of this. I've got Fury fans and I've got AJ fans, and they like to wind each other up, and it's fun. We have a lot of fun in here. AP is a Fury fan, and it's just the way it is. And then there's a few AJ fans, and they go back and forth. But yeah, it's all fun and games. I I was backing Fury to win, because I believe that he watched Usyk's obviously fights with Anthony Joshua. When you hit Usyk to the body, he doesn't like it. We obviously saw what happened with Daniel Dubois. We can go over low blow gate or not or whatever, but I believed that Fury's got the boxing brain and the ability to, obviously, if I can see that, obviously he can see that, and it's about being able to get those shots off. But because of how everything goes now, I'd rather just, when you just rather not call it beats, because it's like, I don't know. We're basing it on previous performances. We know that styles make fights. We know, I don't know, has Usyk been training his core, so he's working on his weaknesses? We don't know. We know that Usyk is fast on his feet. He's fast with his hands. Yes, he can hurt you as well. I don't know.
Look,
He,
when we're talking about the body shots, yeah. He moans, he
yeah,
complains, he whines, right? But he
yeah, he
he
does.
he, he knows Tyson Fury's going to target the body. He knows he's going to
Mm.
target the body. Um, he'll be ready. He's going to do his sit-ups. He's going to be elusive. He's going to turn his body away from the impact of the shots if he can. And listen, can Tyson Fury keep up
Mm.
with that? It's the punch rate from Usyk is frightening. It's frightening. Like, listen, it's not. Look,
Yeah.
things ain't a coincidence, right?
Mm.
Second AJ fight after the ninth round, I'm screaming down my place. AJ's got this. AJ's
We
got
all
this.
were.
And this mother F with that championship round finish was scary. He done it against AJ. He done it against what's his name? Bradis. Done it against Michael Hunter. Tony Bellew stopped him like several
Mm.
times. He's needed that, and he always finds it.
At the last, even in the 11th hour.
And Fury hasn't got the
Mm.
legs no more, bro. He hasn't
You
got the
think his legs are
legs.
gone?
He weighs 20 stone. Look. This is elite level heavyweight boxing. Yeah? This
Mm.
is the elite
Mm.
level heavyweight. Zhang, you come in at 20 stone, down the stretch, you're going to get found out. Your gas tank's going to get found out. Fury, you come in at that weight, you're not moving like how you did against Vladimir Klitschko. Them days are gone. That guy is fit. He doesn't exist no more. He doesn't exist. Right now, if Fury is in with the elite heavyweights, you know what it is? It's blood, thunder,
Mm.
and whoever walks out, walks out. That's all it is. He can't do no matrix shit and herky jerky. All them feints he was doing in the first fight. Can't do that now. He's a lot older, and they've changed his style. You can't just like, okay, you're gonna go from the herky jerky style, then you're gonna put on weight, be a crunk fighter, and then okay, we're gonna strip down the whole car and turn it back to the 18 stone jerk. Can't do that. You can't do that.
Mm.
After a time, you've got to work with what you got. And listen, Usyk, to me, I'll go this far. Usyk will have to throw the fight away to lose.
Usyk's fight to lose. Right, let me go into the chat. I do feel rude. We're going to come back to this, James. Dillian Whyte's fighting this weekend. I don't know what channel, but that's something that we're obviously going to discuss as well in a bit, but I'm not sure what channel it is. Usyk's got that soft belly. That's from You Man Are Done For. I feel Fury and Usyk is going to the wire. It's going to be close, and that's from Freddie Friedman. Good evening, Freddie. I don't think I've seen your name before. Jam Down 187. Fury has shown since his return from the drugs ban that he's lost a step in mobility. It's only got progressively worse. Usyk is a strong favourite going into that fight. Fury will be dropped. Very confident words coming in from Jam Down there. Sunday, is it Abalode? Abalode? Abalade? Will not be surprised if Usyk drops him and wins on points. And apologies if I haven't pronounced the surname. correctly. And you man are done for as thrown it in there, soft belly, soft belly. Usyk will stop Fury, and Usyk will make a statement on May the 18th, and that's from Calvin. Paul says he's going for Usyk on points. The footwork wins. And AP says, come on, Red, I'm a grown man. I'm only a fan of my dad, but I support Fury, and someday you may find out why. Ooh, intriguing. Usyk's belly is softer than a marshmallow in hot chocolate. Wow. Fury mobility might be a problem. I think we will see a lot of venom from Usyk. Fury has been very disrespectful, and I think he can't wait to get hold of him. Interesting. Usyk will make Fury look flat-footed. And to be fair, I will say that Fury looked more flat-footed when he went in against Ngannou, so that's a fair point. Croydon Steve, good evening to you. And it's once again about the stomach talk. You're right, Beats. AJ had a good ninth round in the second fight. Usyk turned it up on AJ for the last 3 rounds. And Philip is put, he deserves all the disrespect that he gets. We had a conversation about that before. Fury will not be able to lean on Usyk. Interesting. Hercole Johannes, how you doing? Good evening to you. And Usyk is getting flattened between 7 and 9. And finally, Grant Lomas, which heavyweights will be at the top of the division 5 years from now when the current crop are all retired or fading? What a good question that is. What are we thinking about that one, Beats? And good evening to Grant. I don't think I've seen you before. Beats, is that one of yours?
I'm not too sure. Not too sure. It could be new to yours.
Good comment, though.
Yeah. I can't answer that. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball. Like 5 years is a long time. You know what I mean?
We've got a few coming through, though, haven't we?
Yeah, but there's nothing.
Moses Atuma is the one that seems to be pushing his head above the parapet.
Early days.
Early
Very
days.
Young. Yeah, early days.
We were talking about that. We were saying we're kind of like sitting back and waiting. Oh, you're new. Welcome. Dave Allen, you're so naughty. When it comes to that, I've kind of like took a step back. Like I said, we was talking about this earlier. I'm not really edging my bets on anybody. It's like when you start looking at 10, 15 fights in, you can maybe start making some predictions, but they're too fresh at the moment. But Dillian Whyte, what we're saying, is back out. He's fighting in Ireland. What do we think? Eddie Hearn says, yeah, it's nice to see that he's been out. If he gets through this fight, he's keeping active. Maybe he can get a taste of what the other heavyweights are having.
Well, he's obviously got licensing problems while he's fighting in Ireland. Well, not obvious, but I'm assuming he does.
What did they say? Texas? He's not licensed by the BBFC though, is he?
No, he's not.
No, before.
Oh, what, before the ban?
Yeah. Well, before.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he wasn't.
When he was fighting AJ and it got cancelled. Yeah, he had a British license.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
But he got popped by UCAD. I don't think he's applied for the license. I don't know if he's going to. It's that Texas licensing department thing, and they're licensing the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. So I've never heard of them before, but all of a sudden they're in the game. So at least he's getting a fight though. And that's what a lot of fight. What I'm glad he's doing, he's taking the initiative. Okay, I'm not in the UK. I'm probably not going to set the ton loading on pay-per-view. Not going to get paid that much, but I'm getting in the ring. And that's what a lot of fighters need to do. He needs to get active, get some wins behind him. He needs to go out there. And he could struggle a little against Christian because he's been out a long time. He's about 35 years of age now.
Is he?
Dillian's about 35 now. Yeah,
wow.
He's 35. So he needs to go out there, regardless of because he looked horrible against Jermaine Franklin last time out. Didn't
Yeah, I
look
was
good to
there
me.
for that.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
was there
wasn't. It
live.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, what did you think?
it was it was six of one and half a dozen of the other.
I mean, you could argue he lost the fight. Could
I
be
think
argued.
he
I'm not.
edged
I'm
it.
not saying he did. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think he edged it on the win. Um, but I don't know. Yeah, I know he went in with some elbow injury. He's just had a crap run, hasn't he? For a little while, and I guess he's on the rebuild. He was messed up from when he was doing those interviews on the street with, once again, IFL, saying that
Right.
Deontay Wilder said he's going to freeze him out for 2 years. Then obviously when Fury took the belt off Wilder, I think he still had his sights set on Wilder. And obviously we all know how that went. And it's like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough out there in them boxing streets.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Look.
do it.
Let's be honest. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
I'm
got to
trying to
look
be
at.
diplomatic.
Got to look at the form. Got to keep it real. Yeah. Two vicious uppercut losses in the last. What was it? 2-3 years. The Povetkin loss.
Povetkin.
Vicious. And Tyson Fury. The punch resistance is not going to get any better. And the higher he tries to go up to get back in the game and get in that Saudi money, that punch resistance will be exposed more than likely again. Just got to be real. Because he doesn't have fast feet. He doesn't block the uppercut well. Jermaine Franklin, not a puncher, so he couldn't expose that. Yeah, yeah. It's a hard way back. It's very hard. It's very
It's tough.
because
Yeah, it's tough.
yeah. I'd like to see him fight Joe Joyce.
I'd like to see him fight Jarrell Miller just for the banter.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. There's some very good matchups for Dillian though.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah. Some very good matchups.
I know somebody mentioned Dubois, Joe Joyce. There's definitely some fights out there for him. But when you see someone that, like, it's just when you see the career just, not go the way that you thought it was going to go. Do you know what I mean?
Not everyone can get to the top. That's the thing.
Not everyone can get to the top.
There's got to be casualties.
Yeah.
There has to be casualties.
I like that. There has to be casualties.
Yeah. It's got to be casualties.
Collateral damage to keep, like, one remaining, like, king of the game. Yeah, so Phil Larkins put Whyte, Miller. George says, "Where's the cameras?" I don't know. Oh no, he doesn't do cameras. Boxing Beats and Rhymes. Sorry, if you're from my channel and you haven't seen boxing, he's never on camera.
Yeah, like I told you before. I mean, like
he's a ninja.
Financial incentives, then I'll get on camera. It's not.
Oh, and look, it's Mr. Ring Girl in the comments. Toby Bartlett, he liked Ring Girls. I thought I'd throw that out there again. He comments on the lovely Ring Girls. His missus probably going to give him another hiding for this now. But good evening, Toby. Georgia said Miller Whyte, obviously battle of the PEDs. That's going to be the standard comment. And James has quite rightly put, I can see her watching her words on Dillian. See, when you get on with a fight, it's tough, isn't it?
That's why I don't do media. That's why I don't do the media.
It's one of them. I mean, I'll be honest, but maybe I'll just be more polite being honest. That's all it is. Do you know what I mean? Will AJ, Stephanie from the US, will AJ possibly take the Whyte fight if he ends up waiting on Fury Usyk? Beats, what do you think of that?
Would AJ take the Dillian fight
while he's waiting on Fury? I think he's
not at this stage. I think the plan will be see how it goes with Usyk and Fury, and then if the IBF title goes vacant, he'll take on Agovic. I can't really see the point of a Dillian fight now. Dillian blew it. Dillian blew that fight, man. Yeah, it's not a good fight. Hrgovic for the title would be a better fight. You know, it's got to be a purposeful fight. It's got to be a purposeful. If he's not going to be taking on the winner of Usyk or Fury yet, for straight away, it's got to be a purposeful fight. Go for the title. You know,
Yeah.
or maybe a highest ranked contender or something like that. Not Dillian.
Yeah, he's on a trajectory now, isn't he? And he's got to do what's best for his career. So I think if it's back to where he wants to go, which is obviously to become a 3-time world champion, then he's going to take fights that are going to benefit him in going in that direction.
100%.
Yeah, it's one of them. Dillian had to do it the hard way. He did indeed. He's been unfortunate, and he's also made a bunch of mistakes. It's one of them, isn't it? Whyte v. Ruiz. Grant has put in there. Whyte v. Wilder. Joel Joyce would win rather easily, but you never know.
Who would win easy?
Joel Joyce would win if he fought Whyte.
Really? We'll have to see about that. We'll have to see about that.
I'm not calling it. Not with these heavyweights.
Dillian gets knocked out by the accurate punches. You know what I mean? What you gonna try that attrition thing with Dillian? Good work. I'm not saying Dillian wins, but as for Joyce winning easy, no way. No way. He doesn't punch like Tyson Fury. He doesn't punch like AJ. He doesn't punch like a Povetkin. He's an attrition, wear you down guy. You know what I mean? His right hand is undeveloped. He won't be able to do that to Dillian like that. You know what I mean? And Dillian's going to catch him. Dillian's going to definitely catch him.
Yeah, like you said, if someone's there to be hit, he's going to hit him, isn't he?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Dillian is shot to pieces, but he'll earn another 400, 500 bags before he finishes. Can't blame him. Smart business. God, these comments are cutting. I think I'm going to start bleeding in a minute. Lots of good ideas in the chat, and I like Whyte. See, the US like him. MG is here. What are your views on Nicholas the Axeman Walters' return on March the 28th? He's 38 years old and taken off a lot of time. Is that going to be one for you, Beats? Because who's that?
Axeman Walters, Yardman still, I mean, but I think he's had one fight in the last. When did Lomachenko dispose of him? That was about 2016, 2017. And he quit in that fight. Let down the whole island and everything. Can he quit? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know right now. He needs to, get him up. What weight is he fighting at? You know what I mean? He's got a long way to go before he gets back in the game. Long way to go.
And he's 38 as well.
Yeah.
Taken off a lot of time. I think, when they say that the answer's in the question.
Yeah,
the answer's definitely in the question. Let's have a look. Joshua versus Hrgovic, how's that panning out? It could be on the cards. Understandable, he wasn't on the Zang, and I thought Zang won, but he got the nod. Jerome says salute Beats, and October, salute back to you. Wilder v. Dillian would be the fight to make. I don't know what's happening with Wilder. I heard a little rumor. I don't know if it's true. I had a little tiny rumor, and I might be dreaming actually, because sometimes I dream about boxing. That Wilder was going to fight Chisora, but I think I might be tripping.
Okay.
Someone needs to tell His Excellency. Wilder versus Chisora.
Yeah, that's a good fight. It's a good fight. Definitely a good fight. Like I tell you what, if Wilder underestimates Derek.
Nah, Derek's a workhorse. You can't underestimate him.
Nah, he better not. You know what I mean? Like Derek will he better be on his P's and Q's. Although Wilder would be a big favorite to win. He'd be a big favorite to win, but I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it.
He's come out with stuff saying about the aeroplane jet lag and stuff as why he didn't perform well.
Excuses. All these excuses. Too many. Like I don't get all these. Like, I've got a long aeroplane flight. Oh gosh, come on. I mean, he lost because before he fought Parker, he had one fight since 2021 when Tyson Fury beat him. That's why he lost. He was inactive for the best part of 3 years. That's why you're losing.
And it's probably took the best out of him as well. Because
Yeah,
both him and Tyson Fury, respect to them, because I loved all 3 fights. That would have took a lot out of them. It would have done, because they
yeah,
really went to war. They did. We were
they did.
entertained,
They did.
but
They
they went to war. One was knocked down, the other was knocked down. There was blood, the guts, there was everything. Blood coming out the ears.
Yeah,
You know, as far as like the entertainment factor, you know, but it would have took its toll. There's no way you can take punishment like that and still be, at 100%.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's a good point. Listen, they've all got trauma. You know what I mean? Whether it's physical or psychological, all of them
Absolutely.
got a bit of trauma, The top
Absolutely.
boys. Yeah.
Mm.
So,
How do you
yeah.
think Martin Bacoli fares up against these names? Martin Bacoli, it's just like I don't know. What are your thoughts on Martin Beats? Because I'm kind of like sat outside when it comes to him. I,
Um,
I don't get that magical feeling, but I know that he's tough.
I like the Yoka fight. That was good. And he's had some good
Oh,
wins. He did. Yeah. So
yeah, okay.
hey, listen, he's a tough night. It's a tough night for
Mm,
most of them out there. Um,
mm.
he just has to try and get in the mix any way he can. He's already got a taste of, because it's supposed to be winner stays on, but he beat Takam, but they didn't let him stay on. So
I
maybe,
know that was weird.
yeah.
He's a boxer fighter, though, isn't
Yeah,
he?
there you go. You know what I mean? They you got to keep it real. They do nothing. They do nothing really. I fear for boxer fighters. But yeah, if he can get in the mix, get one of the big guys, he'll give it a go. He'll definitely give it a go. But the jury is out, I'd say. The jury is out.
Mm, mm.
Jury is
Malcolm
out.
Marcel, can you believe Drake put over £600,000 or $600,000, I presume, on Ngannou? As soon as I heard Ngannou was coming out to Drake, I said he was finished.
He's supposed to be some
That was
jinx,
his
isn't it?
ring walk. Yeah, because that was his ring walk. Go back, rewind it to my live. It says coming out with Drake. Over.
Oh
That's the
no.
last soundtrack I'm playing if I'm expecting to win or be successful for anything. I like listening to Drake's music, but if it's like life and death or something depends on it, that's not the track I'm coming out to.
Put down the Drake music.
Put it away. Put it away. Shout out to the XO Canada crew though. He's
he,
still very good
he
with his
he
music.
must be making a lot of money, man, to gamble that much though. 600K, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But
That's a
probably
lot.
playtime money for him though, I guess, you know what I mean? So
Franklin versus Dubois. That's a suggestion. AP says Wilder will come back like a new man since he's been doing the extra rounds with his sister-in-law. What's that about anyway? I don't even. I've only like caught little whiffs of that because I
Well,
don't even know.
I'll tell you what that's all about. That's why he's getting spanked up in the ring, because he's going around, you know what I mean, busting in everything he can, and that's what he's living the good life, busting his guns on the range and busting his thing in the other
Do you think
range.
it's true? Do you think he has done that?
Yes,
Really?
yeah. You know them
You don't
southern
think
boys. Yeah,
you don't think it's a misunderstanding?
no, man. Them Tuscaloosa boys, man, bang relatives. Yeah, he
And this
definitely.
conversation just goes down. I was about to say he's from Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm
Yeah,
Birmingham, UK. But yeah, there's
Midlands.
some lines we don't cross.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Listen, that's why he's not performing. Inactive, going around, doing what he's doing, whether it's his brother's piece or his missus and other women, going on the gun range, smoking whatever. That's what he's been doing. Training with Malik part-time. You know what I mean? Post up something on Instagram, we're training really hard. No, you're not. You never like game running, and we're
Mm,
seeing the results now in your late 30s. That's what it is. That's what it
wow.
is.
That is crazy one. You know, one thing I will talk about, because we're gonna wrap this up. I like these to just go on for about an hour.
Yeah,
Why? Because an hour's enough. It's not
yeah,
too
yeah,
much. It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
enough, and we can do it again. Crawford, Eubank Jr. Is it going to happen? And Eddie Hearn has said, I don't think that's going to happen. Once again, credit to IFL. He said, but I tell you what, come up to 154, fight Madrimov. For Eubank to
Well,
fight Israel Madrimov, and I'm a massive fan of Israel
well,
Madrimov.
154.
Mm,
Eubank to go down to 154.
yeah.
Well, that would make no sense at all.
Oh, no, sorry, for Crawford.
Oh, yeah, for Crawford. Yeah,
Crawford,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
apologies.
that's lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's lovely. It's a fight Crawford could lose as well because I didn't think much of Madrimov. I was watching him
Didn't you?
on Friday. Not because I saw him against is it Sorrow, and I'm thinking, a
Did he
bit
cut his?
dicey.
Is that the one where it got cut when he cut the
Yeah,
geezer's
yeah, yeah,
face?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't
Geezer
sure
wanted
about
he
him.
wanted out of that fight.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I wasn't sure about him, but Friday. But then again, Kurbanov definitely lost to Leo Smith when I saw him in Russia, so he wasn't that good. But yeah, yeah. I'd like to see him fight Madrimov. Go for a fourth weight class. Why not? Why not? That's better than Eubank. What's for like you fighting Eubank at 160? Eubank ain't got no silverware. I don't see the
It's a shame,
sense.
you know, so much potential with him.
Oh, Eubank's finished, man. Eubank's finished.
Oh, he's. I don't think he's. I don't know.
He's
See,
finished.
you're.
He's finished.
Yeah,
Finished.
you reckon?
Yeah, and I like Chris, but he's fit. I'll tell you why he's finished. Yeah, the Conor Ben fight was there. Didn't take it. Right. You're fighting at 160. Johnny Becker's got two of the belts. You had an open shot, and you told the WBO, "Take me out of the mandatory position." That's someone who doesn't want it no more. Doesn't want it. He don't want it. He's done. When you turn down your title shot, you've got that you've got a direct path at the unified champion. Oh, take me out of the mandatory position. He's done. Stick a fork in him. I hate saying it. You're done, Prince. You got too much money. Got too much gal. Listen, before he lost the first fight with Beefy, I listened, and he started bragging. Oh, I might I might only have so much intercourse to fight Liam because I don't need to be so strict.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you never
Yeah, I
spoke like
remember
this
that.
before. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? He's feeling himself because he's getting a little gnarly on the side now. So he's not working. He's not working, and his dad knows all
The
this.
Nani worked for Joel Joyce. That's not Joel Joyce. What him name? Daniel Dubois.
Ah, yeah, it worked for Daniel.
He
You know what I mean?
worked for Daniel. Daniel's coming out like some hero after he's
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Was it
yeah,
the
yeah.
Brazilian Nash? Nash.
That was it. Yeah, it's not good. That's not my fight, so after all, it's not.
He was walking out with his chest like, yeah.
Yeah. So good, bro. It's so good.
Oh,
But
listen,
yeah,
listen. I
we're gonna
think
wrap up.
we're gonna cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. Let me just go through the rest of the chat. I'm coming out to Gets. Yeah, you got to come out to them militant tracks.
Can I
Drake's
just ask you
post was
this
to get.
quickly? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, go.
Are you going Birmingham Saturday, Joyce?
Yes,
Okay. I just wanted.
I must. I must go if the show's in Birmingham. I think it'd be rude if I didn't go because it's on my
Okay.
doorstep and I'm always complaining that I've got to travel up and down the country.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
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 I'm
yeah,
definitely going to go. Their press conference, we've got Lauren Price versus Jessica McCaskill.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That press conference is tomorrow, but I won't be going to that because it's too short notice and it's up in Cardiff. But then
Cardiff.
Frank Warren,
Oh yeah, she's from Cardiff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're doing their bits up there. So Thursday, Frank Warren press conference for the Magnificent Seven. I know that Adelaide Dakers is not on that card. We're looking for. There's going to be a new date announced for that fight, but I think everyone else that's on the card is scheduled, and that fight's good to go. So I should be out in Birmingham covering the fight night because it's local. It's at the Resorts World, which is probably about 25 miles away from me.
Did I hear
25.
right? So Dakers and Dillian is cancelled.
Yeah, it's not. It's not on BoxRec.
Oh man, bummer.
It's not on BoxRec, but I think they're just waiting for another date. So we'll see what happens. I think obviously Dakers wants to get into the position to fight the winner of whoever wins the British title.
Okay.
So he's, when you talk about maneuvering yourself into spots, he's not prepared to take any other fight than the fight that keep him in the rankings to obviously put him in the best position to go for the winner.
So.
And I believe he would like Fraser Clark to win because they're ex-GB
teammates.
Yeah. So that could be a good little derby if it works out that way. We've covered that. Is incognito beats his incognito. No. But he says that he's no. I'm not repeating that. Why would Eubank Jr. fight someone with the same trainer? No chance, just for clicks. Yeah. So, Mr. Lemon, thank you. But I taste very bitter. Eubank's done out here. Yeah, Brazilian thing was fire. Listen, guys, thank you to all of you that tuned in tonight. Beats, we've got to do it again. It's always a pleasure. But thank you to all of you that tuned in tonight. Boxing debate. And we covered Knockout Chaos and some other bits and pieces. Boxing is something that's ever changing. And I'm sure we'll have some other topics to talk about soon. So we've done this link up now. It's not going to be the first, and it definitely won't be the last.
100%.
But you know what we say?
Yeah, hit the like button. Be good.
And subscribe over to Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel. And you know what we say at October Red.